radio, building dreams and achieving more, telling it just like it is. Most of all, keeping it real. Are you ready for real talk? Changing lives and communities. Real talk. Saving all our families. Real talk. Bringing hope for you and me. Real talk. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio.
Well, hello and welcome to the Real Talk with Judy live radio show. I am Dr. Judy, the host of this great informative podcast. Thank you so very much for joining. I want to go ahead and ask you right now to go ahead and get people on here because we're going to go straight into the show so I can make sure that Commissioner Diane have enough time to talk and get my question answered. I am really excited about today. And as always, I'm not making my little introduction a little short, but as always, I always honor my mom and dad, Dr. Irma Hunter Wesley, Mr. Sylvester Wesley. Mm-hmm. And again, this, the statements depending on his, not that of the station. This is of my guest and me. Okay. And also to my husband, Superintendent Jeremy Andrea. He's the operator behind the show today. He's making things happen. Thank you, sweetheart. I guess he said on his day off, I'm always going to get him to do something. But that's because my production director is busy. So Priscilla, thank you so very much for training your pastor how to do this. He got us rolling. And I want to thank all of you for tuning in. If you will, please do me a favor right now. Go ahead and tag and share and get others on here so we can, I want them to hear. I am bringing the candidates on here, the 2026 candidates, local candidates on here, the ones who called and got, asked me to bring them on here so you can hear them. I want you to hear them. There will be no bashing or talking bad about other candidates. If that happens, as I said last week, they will be kindly escorted out of the studio live. And then y'all can put it on Facebook so it can go viral. And maybe I get paid, all right? It's going to be good, all right? But we know we're not going to have that from Commissioner Cox. I ain't even have to say it, but just to say it for everybody. So my guest is going to talk to you. I want y'all to hear what they have to say, hear their heart. We have seen Commissioner Diane work in this city for the last 8 years? Almost 8 years she has worked. And I know she has worked because I work with her. I support her. I don't say this, but I support Commissioner Diane William Cox. I have seen her work. She has made an indelible impression upon my life, my family life, my husband's life. And I want to say again, not only when my mom took sick, but before my mom was sick, Commissioner William Cox would talk about my mom. She would ask about her. My sister told us that Ms. Di would call and sometimes not being able to speak, but she still would let the family know she's concerned about my mom. That's what you call a friend. And she stick with us through thick and thin. And Ms. Commissioner Cox, I want to tell you, thank you again. I say it everywhere because we appreciate you. Now, y'all, I gave her a little extra time because I have to let her know I appreciate her and I support her because she really does serve the people in this community. So, Ms. Commissioner Cox, welcome to the Real Talk with Judy show.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to come on.
Yeah, so we're gonna get going because I really want you to have a chance to talk with the people. All these thousands of people, I want them to hear you. I want them to hear you. So start off by giving them a brief synopsis of who Diane William Cox from Gadsden, Quincy.
From Quincy. That's right.
Tell them a little bit about you.
Born and raised in Quincy, Florida, in a wood frame house, not in a hospital, with a midwife. So God's been in my life a long time. Named when my mama was 4 months pregnant. So thank God I was a girl. My grandmother named me the matriarch of our family. And my rearing came from my grandparents, my maternal and paternal grandparents. were the heavy contributors. So if I act old-fashioned, I have old-fashioned ideas. That's because I was raised by old people. They were wise, very smart people. My parents, I didn't grow up with my parents. My parents went north to seek their fortune, and I stayed in the South. And I'm glad they made that decision. So when people talk about adoption and foster care, we've been doing adoption all our lives. Big mama and grandmama, in my case, my dear and mama and daddy are the ones who reared me. But I had a great sense of value. Love my parents. I absolutely love my parents. And they contributed. But I am who I am today because of the great foundation given to me by those grandparents and by that family structure. And faith is one of the pillars of who I am. Grew up and baptized in First Elizabeth Missionary Baptist Church, sang in the choir. First time I led a song, my grandma gave me $20. Next time I led one, she gave me $5. I don't know what that meant, but we still singing for the Lord. But I sought the opportunity to serve my community, and I served in the community for 30 plus years on the south side of town without pay and without title, because I saw some inequities that needed to be have a voice to it. And so the citizens of this city saw fit to send me to City Hall to help make the change that I was down there always raising sand, asking for. And so I appreciate the citizens for sending me down in 2018 and then reelecting me in 2022. And I'm asking them now to do it again. Let's do 2026, because we're not finished with the work that we've begun. There's so much more work to be done in our city.
Yes, and y'all, she is running to be reelected for Tallahassee City Commission seat 5.
Yes.
Tallahassee City Commission seat 5. I don't know. I can't call you Diane. It's either Miss Diane, Commissioner Diane.
Okay.
That's what I call you.
Okay.
So even on radio, I call her that, y'all. We're on a cruise, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna call her Miss Diane, or Commissioner Diane. Matter of fact, that's what my family called her. Miss Diane, or Commissioner Diane. So the other two qualified candidates seeking City Commission seat 5 in Tallahassee. Why are you asking to be reelected?
Well, I believe that the record that I stand on shows a record of work. I've done the work. I don't get involved in all the rhetoric and all of the the things that are being said sometimes, because I understand that in order to get the work done, I got to work with everybody. Mm-hmm. And I do work with everybody. I don't just work with people from the south side. I work with people from the north side, east side, and west side. And all of the projects that I support are not just on one side of town, because we serve at large. I don't have a district. City commissioners serve at large, so 205,000 residents are who I have to respond to, and I try to do that to the best of my ability. And I believe that there's more work to be done. We've begun a great work, and we cannot come down. We need housing, because we need people to have shelter. Those who want shelter, we need them to have shelter. And so we do different things to bring folks in to build these homes. Yes, I support ethical developers who develop and build these homes, because I'm not a builder, a house builder. We need people who can do this. We also need funding. So I've worked very hard with the Tallahassee Housing Authority, with Ms. Brenda Williams, to leverage funding to make sure we had mixed rent in places where before it may have been low rent, but now we want to bring it more inclusive and include others as well. And so we've done that, but we've also supported building homes in other parts of town. Some of it affordable, some of it's for veterans, and some of it, whatever is needed in that area. We also, I want to make sure people have a good quality of life. No matter what side of town you live, work, or play, we want to make sure that you have the things that you need in order to be successful. Parks and Rec, senior centers, those are the kinds of things that we have supported. Sidewalks, projects like the bus system. Everybody's not fortunate enough to have a public transit system. So we support that. We're building a new South Side transit facility on the south side of town on Orange Avenue. So you can take the bus from there and not have to go downtown and transfer. You can take that bus there to go wherever you need to go in the city. And right across the street from there, we have a park, because we need parks in all parts of town. We have more than 100 parks in the city of Tallahassee, and we support that because you can't work all the time. Children need somewhere to play and grow, and we want that to happen as well. We're also building a new police station. Well, more than a station, it's a campus. And so I have supported these projects. There have been projects that I found that I could not support, and I've made that very clear. But to support a project, what I do is I do my homework. I am an independent thinker. You thank my daddy for that, and you thank my grandparents for that. And my mama, because she does her own thing too. My mom's still with us. Everybody else is gone. But I do my own work. I get information from staff because they're professionals and they provide us with that information. I get my questions asked and answered before I go to the desk. I do my own research. I'm an information technology professional. Before there was AI, there was us. We were the AI. We were the one developing programs and running things. So I know how to research. And then I do on the ground research. I talk to people in Piggly Wiggly. I talk to people in Winn-Dixie. I talk to people in Publix, church, funerals, wherever. So that's how I come up with my answers for how we're going to move forward.
I appreciate that so very much. And I can say amen to that because I see you out there talking to everybody. And not only that, if someone called me and they have a question, and I can't get Miss Diane. Yes, you can call her. You know, or call her chief of staff. You can get her. So Miss Diane, with that in mind, you saying that thing, all of those things, what is, if you're reelected, what is your vision I know some of that still have to be continued because as you stated, y'all are still working on it. So what is your vision you're reelected for the next 4 years?
My vision is to continue to work our strategic plan for our community, one that works for all of us. I know that there may be those who have different ideas, and that's okay. All ideas are good to hear, but the best ideas and the best plans are what we're going to move forward with. So I look forward to doing more in housing because we know that people are going to be moving here, and we want people to move here. So I encourage people, don't talk bad about our city. Our city is doing great work. If you're talking bad about our city, that makes people not want to come and be a part. I represent the city of Tallahassee on the Florida League of Cities, where we have 411 cities, towns, and villages. And they want to know, how are we able to do the things that we're doing in Tallahassee? And we're happy to tell them. But if we're bad-mouthing our city, people won't want to come, business won't want to come. So I want to become even more of a cheerleader for our city. So that means I've got to work with more people to help them understand why we do what we do and how decisions are made and what role each of us play in that.
And one of the things you said, Ms. Di, and I'm looking at my time, but I know one of the things you said about working with the big developers. And I know some people I've heard, and I hope I say this correctly. You've heard it.
I've heard it.
Okay, how do you work with the developer? But we need developers. Can you speak to that, Ms. Di? Because the street committee seem to think that a lot of things we want done can be done without the developers. But we have to work hand in hand. Can you address that for me?
Absolutely. We have to work with those who have the expertise to help us build our city and to build it effectively, and one that will work for everyone. They're not out there just doing this on their own. We have policies and procedures in place. We have a comp plan. We have a planning commission, which I served on the planning commission prior to coming to the city commission. We have a lot of plans and procedures in place to protect our city and to do those kind of, and we also have environmental experts to make sure that we're not harming our environment, at least not on purpose. Now, sometimes mistakes happen, and we have staff and people available to help us rectify those kinds of issues. But it is all hands on deck, making sure we're not causing harm when we do these things. And so we need our developers, we need our doctors, we need our lawyers, we need our teachers, we need our preachers. We need all of us to build this city. We've been named an All-American City three times. And that doesn't mean that we're perfect. That doesn't mean that we have the silver bullet. That means that we know we have issues, and we're working together to resolve those issues. I'm not working on a Tallahassee for right now. I'm working on a Tallahassee for tomorrow.
Okay. And which is important because you said a few moments ago, it's for all of our children.
Yes.
Grandchildren, great-grandchildren, grandmothers, everybody.
That's right.
And I believe that, there's some, and I know even sometimes I didn't agree with you and Ms. Dot, why you voted like that? But I will call and ask, and you would tell me, and we will have a civil conversation.
Yes.
And I believe that that's what's needed.
Absolutely. And I'm happy to explain. And I appreciate those who called to ask me to explain why I voted the way I voted, because everyone doesn't have all the information. And that's one of the things that I learned, that the reason I was down there before I came to the commission raising sand was because I did not have enough information to understand why we got to where we got to. And so I believe my job is to educate and to advocate. And I'm happy to explain any decision that I've made. I'm happy to explain how I arrived there. We still may not agree,
Right.
but I have to do what is best for what I believe is the best for the 205,000 people, not just those who come to the city commission chambers,
Right.
but for those who don't get the opportunity to come to the chambers as well.
Right. Right. And the five of y'all have to sit and decide what's best and
legal.
Oh, and legal.
Because
now.
because many times people don't understand. We at the local level, a lot of our home rule and a lot of things that we can do locally have been taken from us by the state. And so there are things that we cannot do. You may come and protest with us, but there are things that we cannot do because of state law. And so we vow to honor the Constitution and to obey the law.
If you are reelected, I know this ain't no new horse you ride. So what is your strategy for the first 100?
Well, it may not be a new horse, but there's always a better way to ride it.
Yes.
And so
hold on. See how she come out with that? That's what she said. Okay, go ahead, Michelle.
So for the first 100 days, what I will hope to do is, because the commission is going to be changing,
yes,
I plan to get to know my fellow commissioners and try to foster a relationship. Now, we can't negotiate or talk about things that are going to be coming before us because of sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that the Florida legislature does not have a sunshine law, but the locally elected officials, we do.
Oh, wow.
So they can talk to one another about anything, but we can't. But I need to get to know who the new commissioners, understand how they operate, how they work, what it is that they will need. We're going to also have a new city manager.
Yes.
I need to learn how to work with the new city manager and any new staff that may come on board. Because the way we get things done in this city, we have what's the term? Council management type government. We do not have a strong mayor.
Okay.
We elect our mayor, but the mayor vote is equal to the commissioner's vote.
Okay.
And so the city manager and staff are the ones who really execute what happens in the city. We make decisions on policies and we give direction.
Okay.
But the execution comes from the city manager's office, and the other appointed officials work in concert with that. So we've got to learn how to work with the new city manager, got to learn how to work with new commission members, and how to continue to listen and hear from our community, continue to advocate and educate. That's what I intend to do for the first 100 days, to just get back in there and improve upon things that I probably could have improved upon in the past 2 terms. We're going to look at how we can improve upon those things and continue to deliver without rhetoric results for our community.
I love it, and that's exactly how we do it. With Commissioner Diane.
If it's city related, that's the number that you call. If it's not city related, then you can find my number. It's out there. You can find my personal number. It's out there.
And y'all, that's real talk. Listen, I'm going to take a short break because I'm going to transition from Ms. Diane to Attorney Daryl Parks. And so y'all give me just a few moments as we make this transition. Okay. So that was easy. I want your heart. Pastor, you still, oh, the people on Facebook. I forgot y'all still on. Yeah. Doc, you come take this picture. Knock on his window, Miss Diane, you come take a picture. We're gonna make this transition. Miss Diane, thank you. And I want you to know that I appreciate you.
Yes,
I appreciate you. I appreciate your time and your effort. And you're a praying woman.
Yes, Lord.
Another reason why I stay with you. You're a praying woman.
Yes, Lord. My granddad was a Baptist preacher, remember?
Oh yeah, that's right. That's
he
right.
grew up AME,
That's
but when
right.
he died, he was a Baptist.
The Baptist preacher.
My grandma saw that. And the church I grew up in, her daddy named the church.
Oh really?
So it goes deep. Yeah.
Okay. Well, y'all, we're gonna be right on. I got to do this right quick, and we'll be right on.
You looking at me?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so very much. All right.
There you go.
Thank you. Daryl's out there. thank y'all for tuning in. We're going right back to this. Thank y'all for tuning in. Get ready to go right back to recording. We'll be right back on in just a minute. Making the transition here to get Mr. Parks back on. But while they're doing that, and there's no recording on the studio. Mr. Parks, how are you? I'm fine, sir. How are you?
Good, pretty good.
Excellent. So y'all, we're gonna get straight into it because I'm gonna give you all your time.
Okay.
I want you to be able to talk and get ready to go, and he'll put us right back on. So thank you all. All right. You ready, Mr. Mark? All right. Thank you all so very much for that first half was good. One thing I want to say about Miss Commissioner Diane Williams Cox too is that, man, she'll be missing them prayers either. She comes to the citywide prayer. Attorney Parks has been to our citywide prayer. So I want to thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir. And so we're going to get into it. We've been doing this for about 4 years. That prayer, Miss Diane missed that many. And so we want praying people. Well, I don't know about me. We want praying people. We want praying. We need praying people in office.
Yes.
We really do. So, Mr. Parks, I've started, and y'all, this is Mr. Darrell Parks. For those of you who do not know him, this is Mr. Darrell Parks. And I have a lot of people out of the country who watch and out of the state. But I've talked a lot about you because I have great respect for you. I do. And so does my husband. But he's running for the mayor of the city of Tallahassee. And I put it out there, and he called, and matter of fact, I asked the people to call and send me dates. Mr. Park was the first one who sent me all the dates. So I greatly appreciate that. But Mr. Parks, again, welcome to the Real Talk with Judy live radio show. Y'all, he is an attorney, but he's a community man. He's a pleasant man. He has a pleasant spirit, one I greatly appreciate. He came to our church and he took his Bible out, and as smart as he is, taking notes, and that was said a lot to me, but it said a lot to our church. Amen. That you would come and take notes. We greatly appreciate that. I have one rule that I must give out. There will be no bashing or calling out other candidate names on the show. If that happened, Mr. Attorney Darrell Parks, you will be asked to leave the studio while we're on live. You will be escorted out by my studio police.
Understood.
Okay, so let's get started. Mr. Parks, give the listening audience a brief synopsis about you.
Oh, wow. So my name is Darrell Parks, and in 1986, I came to Tallahassee to attend FAMU. I grew up in Haines City, Florida, and also a little town called Lake Hamilton, Florida, which is down between Orlando and Tampa.
Oh.
Went to Haines City High School. Decided to come to FAMU in 86 and started off majoring in political science and later decided to add economics to it. While at FAMU, I was a student leader. I served 2 terms as student body president. I was a pretty activist president, some would say. I didn't mind protesting when the state decided to cut the budget, when the state decided to raise our tuition, when the state decided to send my classmates to the Gulf War. We had something to say about all that. And so I believed in that as president, a leader should lead and try to find important things to work for. Had a great experience at FAMU. Also served as head of the Florida Student Association while I was there. And the Florida Student Association is an association of all the students in the SUS. And it's comprised of all the SU presidents. And I was elected to represent them both the legislature at the board and at the board of governors level. And so had a good deal of experience in doing that. After that, I decided to go to Florida State Law School. Went to Florida State, I knew Ben Crump from undergrad, so we had after law school, and I was pretty active in student politics in law school too. We decided to start a law firm, and we thought about Ben's from Fort Lauderdale like you, Judy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and he went to South Plantation, and so
Me too.
oh really? That's right. So we both so we thought about opening a firm, and we really thought a lot about where to start that firm, and we could have went anywhere, right? We thought about Tampa, thought about Polk County, thought about Orlando, thought about Daytona Beach, we thought about Jacksonville, and the good thing for both of us, we had both been student leaders. He had been the BSU president at Florida State for 2 years, and I had been a student body president for 2 years at FAMU. So we had a pretty good little group of folks in Tallahassee who knew us, and we knew we wanted to practice law, and we wanted to do street law first. So we did a little bit of criminal, then we did a little bit of PI, but the goal was PI. At the end of my second year, I had clerked for Willie Gary, and at the time, Willie Gary was the top, black lawyer in the country. So after working with Mr. Gary and actually with the trial with Mr. Gary this summer, I was there. We did a trial down in Miami, and really got exposed to all aspects of his firm. And his firm was doing major things, litigation-wise, throughout the country. And so to be in that environment, and they gave me wide latitude to learn different things in the firm. And then when I came back from my third year of law school after that, I was a certified public intern in the public defender's office. So as an intern, I had tried 2 felonies, the verdicts, and 2 misdemeanors, right? So I feel pretty good about my trial skills. And the fact that I learned with trial lawyers, getting the flies out of your stomach, that when the judge says, bring me a panel of jury, you're ready, and you don't get scared because the judge said we're about to go. So let's go. so that, and I want to say I'm very grateful to people. So to get that experience as a law student in this community was everything, because what it did for me was adequately prepare me that if I have to go down there, I know what to do, right? And I know how to do it well. I know how to talk to people, relate to people, hear their concern, right? And find if we have an answer for their concern, and make the system respond.
Thank you so very much. Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's that part. And then when Ben and I started the firm, started right here on Tennessee Street where you are now. Actually started by dining room table. So because we didn't have an office first, we started by dining room table, and we decided we're going to just start us a firm, right? With nothing. So we did that and started my table. Came right down the street here on Tennessee Street. Rented a place at 521 East Tennessee Street, a little upstairs. It was like a little wooden house. And we started, just started kind of working very community-based, helping people. And things happened along the way that gave us opportunities. And so my roots in this community are that, Judy, building that law firm, whatever y'all saw Ben and I become, it starts there on this street, moves right here to Magnolia, around the block from you. We buy this commercial building. I'm one of the few blacks owning a commercial space in Tallahassee, and we worked our law firm from there. The tough part about that is we started very local, but we always had a dream and a vision. So we went from local to having a statewide practice, to a regional practice, to a national practice, and doing that from here. So when it comes to understanding business, I understand. When it comes to how do you recruit talent, so because we didn't just count on the talent right here to build our firm, right? I met some girls who were from University of Miami Law School, who was super sharp. I recruited all 3 of them to come to Tallahassee, right? Guess what? 2 of them are judges now, right? So when you hire talent, you hire for good talent.
I love it.
Right? You hire for good talent because you want people who can do a great job for your clients. You want people who have a vision. Now, the tough part is once you train those people up in our community, you got to create a community that will make them want to stay there, right? And that's the task, the hard part about here. And that's why with me running for mayor, my viewpoint is way different from probably other people on the commission, in that my understanding of what people who are in business want to see. And so I was listening to my soon-to-be colleague earlier, right? I think the mayor has 1 vote, right, but the mayor has a different responsibility, right? Different responsibility. The first responsibility is bringing that commission together and understanding what's important to the entire commission. After that, though, that mayor needs to find a way to take those instructions, outreach with the county, right? Outreach with the other counties surrounding us, right? And outreach within the region to figure out what are the things we can do to create opportunities. And so that's the big picture side of it. And I think that's a part we got to do a better job on, because the proof right now is that we have almost 30% of the people living in poverty. That means there's something we're not doing right, right? And I believe that the city of Tallahassee has amazing resources with the right people there to take advantage of the resources that are there to accomplish that mission.
So I know we got the other two qualified, the candidates who qualify, and listening to your vision now. So bring all that together that you just said, because I think that's going to tell us why you're running for mayor. So why are you running for mayor? We know that just listening to you now, bringing in the collaboration for everybody from counties, our friends, and bringing in the right talent, bringing in the right people is going to help our city to go up. So your vision, your reason for bringing all that in to say it to the people listening to
it has less to do with my why, right? It was more of the people who asked me to do it. And my children are young, so at this point in my life, I spend a lot of really great time with my kids doing cool stuff, right? And after that huge run I did for Senate, that was a lot, anyways. The people who know me, they know the things I just told you about. They know that I've done these lawyer things. They know that I have been involved in sickle cell for 30 years. They know I've been National General Counsel for Alpha. So my resume is way different than somebody else just jump up and say, I want to be on the commission.
Okay.
Right. So I bring a level of experience in things that will benefit the people, my neighbors, in doing so. That I understand how you execute, how you bring people together, how I come to you and say, hey, Judy, what can we do to help? And then it's not an ego thing for me. So when you hear people talk about the egos that's floating around here, I don't have that problem. Been places, done things. So
yeah.
And that changes. That means that I understand that if I can get the egos out of the way, we can accomplish a lot. It ain't about me. It's about a we and a us.
And every time I hear you talk, every time you're talking, you always talk we.
Yes.
I have yet to hear you talk I or me. Even talking now, you're saying bring in, you're still talking collaboration. You're still talking about sitting and listening, bringing the minds together and see what works best. So I have yet to hear you say I. You've always said we. And I think that's one of the things that attract me to you as well, because you're a we talker. I like we people.
Yes. You can go further together.
Exactly. And you have done that. So what is your vision for Tallahassee?
I believe Tallahassee coming up, if we don't do something totally different in terms of how we work together. So for example, if you were to say, well, Darryl, what are you going to do this year? And I'd say, number one, the Office of Economic Vitality is the economic engine for the city and county.
Okay.
And so we quickly got to get together and figure out what could we do different to try and find a way to bring, well, first to help the people who are here. So the thing that we can do to help the existing business here should be our first step. Start there. But number two, though, the bigger problem that we have, though, is we need newer money to come in here. We need additional money. So we need either new companies. So whether it's in logistics, light manufacturing, technology, financial services, we have to find a way that greatly improves the economic possibilities here and to incentivize folks who want to come in and start businesses. So that's a big piece. Number two, this one is probably I'll go and take the easy one first. Us investing a little bit more money in our youth is huge. So for example, even if it's just the summer stuff that we're completing right now, having a far more robust summer youth program employment wise, I think is very important, right? We now know that the biggest piece of this criminal issue that we talk about a lot is youth. And so giving them a chance, not just a mentoring opportunity. People love to have somebody to talk to them, but a mentoring opportunity, a job opportunity where they can make some money Let's give them 20 hours a week. Let's pay them $20 an hour. Let's put $400 in their pocket a week, and let's make it a program that includes a lot of different kids.
And Darren, let me ask you right here. I know I'm interrupting you, but my thought is that 18 or 17 to about 35, that's the real problem. As I said, the 18 to 35, even when they pull up the reports about the crime and the shooting and that, it said, well, 17 to 35. And we seem to focus a lot on the youth and on here, but what are we going to do about these gentlemen 17 to 35, these young ladies who I talked with some the other day, 6 of them prostitutes. And I'm like, is this, I mean, what are your background?
I think that's job
so
opportunity.
what's that 17 to 35? What are we going to do about that?
Job opportunity. I think the job opportunity piece addresses some of that. I mean, if you bring in, let's say, the next Amazon, right? And think about that group of folks that Amazon hired, is that group there. Physically able-bodied people who needed the entry-level job that pays a decent wage and gives them health benefits. So that's a great example of just why we're trying to get the next Amazon here is important. And you have to block out the noise, right? Because you'll get a few people who, I love trees too, right? But I probably love the kid who's looking for an opportunity, who's in that 30% of the poverty group a little bit more.
Yes.
And so we get thrust into which one we got to pick, right? Well, I mean, y'all, lack of trees in Tallahassee, okay?
No.
Not even close.
No.
Not at all.
Now, we don't have to talk about the trees.
Well,
in the park, because I hate the trees. I'm going to put a lot of them.
So-
I have palm trees. That's why I got a sinus problem and all of this stuff, all these trees. I do not like the trees. So,
Judy, Landry, let me tell you, the trees are an issue in this town, okay?
I know. I've seen the fight.
It's a big issue, but you can do both. It's sort of like you hear people talk, against building on the lakes. Well, you and I, people build stuff all day long on lakes.
Yes.
And it doesn't hurt the environment.
Right.
We have a communication problem.
Okay.
We have a huge communication problem. We let anybody with a mic mislead a conversation.
Okay.
Let anybody with a social post mislead a conversation and not give clear, precise information. And so there are people who take advantage of that. Great example in this election, the only question that's been asked about data centers was concerning a moratorium. Are you for a moratorium out of the debate? That was the only question asked. Only question. And I know exactly what I said in my answer there, right? But there are people who, in my election, who have taken that to mean something else, right? Just for their own political purpose. Those kind of misguided, conversations are not good with this community. Whoever's leading this city cannot afford to miss real opportunities that might help his people.
Yes.
Cannot. And so the story of this city is a lot of good missed opportunities that had the conversation been the correct conversation, certainly with public input, good things could have happened for this city and did not happen. And so good leadership is about making sure that the moments that present an opportunity are properly seized by the leadership, and that whoever we hire to be our management understands that they better not miss no real opportunities for these people, right? Because that's what I'm sworn to do. And so as the mayor of the city, this is not a key job for me. This is a serious, I'm on business, period, right? For that person that you and I know who is, sitting at lunch right now, broke, trying to figure it out.
Yes.
They need to know that there's somebody on the other end trying to figure it out too, to make it happen.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that. And I honestly believe that's what people need to know.
That's right.
People
That's right.
need to know that people who can make decisions can hear them and perhaps will go to lunch and sit while they eat trying to make decisions. And you let them know, hey, I'm making people. What's the saying say? People don't care how much you know till they know how much you care.
Yes.
And it's more than just, we do have a communication problem, but we got to put real people in these seats who honestly care for the people, who can help make a difference in here.
I'm going to tell you about an experience. I had a lady last night was talking to me, and some of the people going against me will say that I probably, they may have heard that I've had meetings throughout this community. Part of that meeting is that meaning that I've been to the top part of this community, those folks who got the ability to help more. I've been to the lower part of this community, right? The people on Skid Row. And so did I have perspective. And so I think good leaders must have perspective. When I walked to the corner of Keith and Floral Street, it's the worst little corner I've seen thus far in this community, right? And I looked around and see what I saw. I saw a man sleeping in a car. I saw trash everywhere, right? It smelled pissy, all of that, right? What's going on in my city, right? Now, the people who serve right now, maybe that didn't bother them to see that, right? I'm immensely bothered by it. No way I could build a place that looked like that. No way, right? And I hate to say it, I ain't the manager, right? But if I'm the mayor, somebody who works for the city better be moving, trying to take care of it. Somebody. Or I'm gonna find somebody who will.
I love it because it is a problem.
It's a problem.
It's a problem. It's a problem everywhere. And I hate to see it. Sometimes I walk by and I'm like, oh God, what can we do? And I know homelessness, but everything we're dealing with is everywhere. Everywhere.
So let me pick up right there because you hit me about 30 issues I was going to hit.
Go ahead.
Give me three. There's about four right now issues. The unsheltered, unhoused issue is probably the biggest thing you got to try to really find a way to do several things. Number one, help those people. And I get it. I get a few people who work with them say they don't want to be helped. That's fine, right? But my first thing is to reach out and say, we want to help.
Okay.
And I understand we got a bunch of people trying to help right now. We got to figure that out because this community does make a sizable investment in trying to help those people.
Yes.
Right? Well, as mayor, my obligation then is to make sure that money is well spent. Got it. But number two, I'm trying to build a city that I want people to come visit and come to. So the folks who may be having a housing issue or a homeless issue, they must understand that our city must operate in a certain way. Meaning, what you and I see on FAMU Way, the Cassidy Trail, can't happen. Ain't gonna happen. So that has to go down. And I'm not saying it's a police issue, right? So that's the difference, right? I think some people here in this community may have decided that it's more of a police, and I appreciate the sheriff stepping up and doing what he's doing, right? However, I think in this community, we give a person a gun and a badge, we ain't giving them that to go talk to that person. That ain't what we do. We need them, we call them. That's more of a social. It's a social issue, right? And so, we got to hire the right people.
Yeah.
Right? There's some people that you and I know who can walk in that park and talk to that person who can have that conversation.
Yeah.
And help them understand that on this particular area right here, we are doing hospitality. We're inviting people here. What you're doing here ain't what we're trying to do here. We got to do something different. What can we do to help you so that when our guests come, they can enjoy this area? Not let you do all the things you do in this area, leaving it. You know what we're seeing. I mean, we got to help them understand that we're going to have a clean city. I think sometimes some of those people don't understand that.
And I think we could help them to get some personal dignity
from
whatever got them there. If we can help them pick up the pieces.
Okay.
Some kind of way, attorney, if we can help people pick up, and that's what people need sometimes. Okay, so many times we can pass judgment and perspective because we don't understand it. I've never lived in a project, but I always loved it. I don't know why. My dad said, where you come from?
It's fun.
It's a family. It's family out here. I love the project now. But at the same time, I know that I've helped so many get that dignity. And sometimes that's what we need. I sit a lot on Magnolia and Meridian.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Because I like it. I sit out there, I listen to them talk. They call me Reverend J, or Mama J. But it's just listening. And I think if we can help people get their dignity back. And it starts when you become mayor, you going and you calling them Mr. Johnson, Mr. Lee. What can we do? This is your area. Let's clean up your area. Not for our guests, for you. Because we got to get them to buy into
I walk most mornings. So this morning I walked over 9 miles this morning, right? And I walk that most mornings when I walk. And so I get to see a lot of it. At least in the central part of the city, along Fairview Way,
Mhm.
Cascades, and up. So that's a pretty good, all the way to Lake Bradford. So that little part I uncovered every morning. And I often think about there's a man that sleeps under the bridge at Lake Anita, right? He has a blue tarp, right? I got a lot of respect for that man because every morning he gets up, he rolls his tarp up, right? And he goes and hides in the woods. I know exactly where he hides in the woods. And I guess he chooses that he needs to be sheltered, right? Now he's sleeping on concrete. That's concrete under there. And I think about him all the time. But I also see this couple too. They sit out at one of the coffee shops and they have coffee in the morning. They look like that. They don't drop in the car, so I'm assuming that they are similarly situated. But they have them a decent cup of coffee every morning, and they walk along the way. And I guess they wander into the city. But I see those people, and I understand, and I think we find ways to help them. You know, help them be decent, live whatever they want to live, right?
Yeah.
But understand that we got to coexist together. I think the coexistence part becomes kind of important. And I think as mayor, I'll be that type of person who understands the whole town. Understanding the whole town is important because you can get somebody to live way up north and will never come down south.
Yes.
And all they saw about crime was what they saw on TV,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And so people who move around town, though, you get to see a little bit more about what's going on and get some perspective and be a voice for things that you think are important. My why, though, is about that person who needs some hope and needs an opportunity.
Yes.
But my why also is about people who choose to live here being able to have a good quality of life, good trails, good parks, right?
Yeah.
And that they all can enjoy life. And we all have the same opportunity to do all of those things and take advantage of all the things that the city offers. And that becomes important. And one group shouldn't be getting an over amount of those resources over the other group.
I love it. So, Mr. Parks, as we wrap this up.
We over already?
Yeah, man.
Probably too much, my bad.
Well, I let you talk. I mean, I didn't ask many questions, but I wanted you to talk. I brought you on here so people can hear you.
Yes.
And I don't want to talk about anybody. I want you to talk about you, and you've given us that.
Yes.
You've given us that. So, but what is your strategy for the first 100 days if or when you are elected?
I started talking about it already. One is the student issues, and whatever we can do in the student intervention part of the employment part is important for the fall and summer. That's one. Number two, dealing with this issue that we have with done houses is a major one. So that's what I got to deal with this year. The third one, though, Judy Mandrell, is I'm a little disappointed with the level of cleanliness in some of our traditional neighborhoods, whether it's Bond, Griffin Heights, the area that's up there, Providence. Just the fact that we just let landowners and the city can be a little bit more proactive about it too. If we see a landowner not doing the right thing, we can help them out. Let's clean it up and send them a bill, right? We can do that. We can do that. But they must understand that with me sitting in the chair as mayor, it ain't gonna be tolerated. I mean, it really ain't. And I don't mean to be mean about it, right? But I think sometimes we sit back and some folks who love the city love to say it's not my responsibility. Well, I'm sorry. I've been in the owning the business and customer service business my whole life. From the time I worked at Golden Corral in Haines City, Florida, right? So I understand what people see is important.
Yes.
It must be clean. It must represent well, and that's most important. Just the reason it wasn't, we'll figure it out after we clean it up. But there's a certain way we must execute. So my vision is a great vision for our city. It's a city that's done so much for me, but also I've done well because I know how to work, right? And so folks who want to work are going to find that I'm a person that likes to work and get things done. Getting things done is not just hyperbole.
Okay.
You know, something I got to put your back into it.
Yeah.
You know, let's go. So, so that's who I am.
I love it. I love it. I want to thank you for being on the show. But what I'm gonna now you're gonna have to do exactly what I say now at Tenant Park. 1 minute to talk to the people from your heart. 1 minute. Make it short. Your closing statement.
Tallahassee, I'm ready to lead Tallahassee in a total different direction. far beyond where we've been stagnant, y'all. Stagnant. When you ride around and see all the places closing, that's stagnant. That's not vision. That's not people really trying to find a way of how you grow, how you inspire, how you trying to find ways to get to yes to make things happen. You're going to find that I plan to be a mayor that tries to make the city, the county, and whoever I can influence say yes to progress, say yes to moving forward, right? And block out the noise, right? Because there's a lot of folks around here with a bunch of noise, right? It's holding this place back. We need to find a way that we move things forward, we stay safe, we stay clean, and we have vision, we create hope for this community. That's what I want to do as the next mayor of the city of Tallahassee.
Thank you so very much, sir. Thank you so very much, Mr. Mayor. When you come back on my show, we'll be calling you that if they elect you, huh?
They're gonna do it.
They're gonna do it.
They told me so.
They told you. All right. I'm part of the day. So we want to thank you so very much, Mr. Parks, for being here today. Thank you for your comments. Thank you for speaking to the heart of the listeners. And you all just remember, everybody got to vote by August the 18th. August the 18th is the last day to vote. Our primaries open, is it August 8th?
Well, yes. So the early voting starts this Saturday.
Yeah.
We are greatly encouraging people to start voting Saturday.
Okay.
If you haven't already voted by mail, Saturday, go vote.
All right, go vote Saturday. That's early. Then after you vote, have your little voting stickers on. Go by Piggly Wiggly and get your fish and something I saw on Facebook. Go get it.
Go get it.
But y'all, let's vote. Okay, we got candidates out there. You heard Commissioner Diane Williams Cox for re-election for seat 5. You heard Attorney Darrell Parks for Mayor of Tallahassee. And y'all, this is the Real Talk with Judy live radio show. And if you notice, none of my candidates talked about anybody. They talked about their vision. They talked about some of the issues, which is okay. Talk the issues. Just don't tear people down. You didn't hear that today. You heard vision. You heard the why. You heard 100 days. You heard that. You heard the heart of these people. And I believe that they're ready to serve us. Our city gonna have a new commission. We're gonna have new people on there. But please don't sit home and say, I don't wish they would. If you don't go vote, you have nothing to complain about, right? Hey, listen, I want y'all to join me tonight at 7:30 for our Bible study. Looking at my covenant friend, Evangelist Danette McBride, our praise and worship leader. She will be teaching tonight. Our son, our assistant pastor, El Witherspoon, we're doing prayer point, and our pastor, he will be there, and I'll be right behind him. He did the show today. Thank you, sweetheart. You did an excellent job. Also, I want to invite y'all. Sunday is going to be a special day for Life Changes. I want to invite y'all. We have a Holy Communion, and then we have a baptism after service. We're going to have baptism after service Sunday. So we may invite some of these candidates to come see these folks get baptized. But we want to invite you there. Service at 11 a.m. And then I have one more special. That's right. He coming. I'm about to turn on the new one, that Life Changes Renewal Sunday, Holy Communion and Baptism. We start at 11 a.m. But y'all, tomorrow morning at 5 a.m., I am a part of the 5 a.m. Kingdom Building Prayer Ministry. Our General Board member, Bishop Hankerson, is going to be speaking to us tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. And so it's usually almost over 300 people on the line every day, Monday through Friday. Because come join us. I'll put that up. But I want to thank you all so very much for being a part of my show. Pastor Mandrell, you did an excellent job. Attorney Parks, you did an excellent job. I love to hear you speak. Absolutely believe in your vision. And we pray that God will bless you immensely. And to the audience, I say to you again, please go vote. That's Real Talk.
Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio. Real talk with Judy. Real talk with Judy on the radio.